Alright, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Let me know how it sounds so we can get on with this fucking day. Night. Get on with this night. So, for a lot of you that might not know, yes, Adriana just said hello from Smoky, New York. Thank you, WTC, Dan Phillips, Nosha Dumbass, Joe, Ashley, Ken, Teddy Roosevelt, Jeff, Little Socialism, if I'm saying that right, Jeep Girl, Chris, Steve Gow, thank you for the 5x5. Coffee First, then Speak, thank you for the 5x5. Maverick, Bob, Kathy, Strike, Steric, sorry, thank you for the 3x23. As per usual, guys, thank you. Kathleen, thank you for the 5x5. So, yes, New York, and I would say a lot of the East Coast is smoky. Enough already, and Leah, thank you for the 5x5. Enough already, thank you for the 555. So, Loretta, James, thank you for the 6x17. Okay. Oh shit! Thank you for picking that up, Christian Prepper. Hold on, let me square that away real quick. Yeah, the angry truth was supposed to. I fucked that up. It should be fixed now. 10:10. I appreciate it. Michael, thank you for the 5x5. Jessica, thank you for the 10x4. 10x4 picture. Yeah, so New York City is smoky. Like I said, I think not all of the East Coast, but the Northeast is pretty smoky, right? I would say probably not Maine, but I don't live up there, so I don't know. But here in the city, not everybody, but a lot of people are contacting me, asking me what's going on. My stepson texts me, what's up with all the smoke? Should we be worried? And then he saw my short on Instagram. So kids only need you for something when the shit's about to go down or money. In a lot of cases, my stepkids, they always contact me when they think something's going on, or they want to confirm that nothing's going on, rather. But I welcome that just the same. So, Firefly Farm said it smells bad. I like that smell. I like the smell of burning wood. It puts me back in the days of firefighting. So I appreciate it. I know that people are like, worried. I know here in New York, they were advising people to put a mask on their face. A mask is not going to help too much. I mean, it might cut down on some of the particles, because these particles are a lot bigger than Mr. 19, so it can stop some. But to play it safe, just stay indoors. If you have asthma or some kind of respiratory problem, stay indoors. My wife texted me talking about how her asthma was acting up a little bit because of the smoke, because she had to go walk the dog. So I said, well, after you're done, get back inside. She sent me a picture, by the way. The skyline, you can't see the skyline of New York. So the tall buildings downtown, you can't see it. I can't see the Mary Cuomo Bridge from up here. So, yeah, it's, listen, I don't think, this is going to last a couple of days, and it'll be over with. The wind will switch, and then somebody else will get hit with this shit. Jensky said, my poor dad is having issue with the smoke. He has stage 4 cancer. He still has to go to work. He found out. Sorry to hear that, Jensky. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but yeah, sorry to hear that. And Jay Tharp, thank you for joining us. Listen, I would have said screw the job too. Stage 4 cancer. The jobs, working shouldn't be an option. Firefly Farm. Somebody else told me. Actually, my kid's mother lives in CT, Connecticut. Said that it smelled like burning tires or something like that. Down here, we're just getting the smell of wood. He finishes later this month. Jensky said he finishes later this month. Okay, I mean, listen, it's all bad news, no matter how you look at it. So I do apologize for that. Sorry. Acidic fruit diet. And also, Jensky, what Northern Girl Hobbies just said, and also cutting out all sugars. Every last bit of sugar. Cancer lives on sugar. It lives off of it, right? Natural sugars, I think, like maple syrup and honey might be okay, but anything else, you got to get them off of that. The diet should strictly be meats and vegetables, and not starchy vegetables either. Sugar is the devil, Joe FW. Exactly. I mean, I still have my moments with it, but I am down drastically from sugar. Like, drastically. Janine said Jersey is smoky and smells like a campfire. Yeah, my stepson lives in PA, so he was getting it, northern PA, that is, and he was getting a lot of that smoke up there as well. You stepped out. When I stepped out this morning, I was like, the sun looks so different this morning. Looked up and I was like, oh shit. The sun was in a different position, and the only thing I can think of was light refracting, right? So the sun would normally be more to the east, and this time it was more to the north and high in the sky. So if it happens again tomorrow morning, I'll take a picture of it or a video, and I'll do a comparison video of where it usually is. And I think that's just light refracting from the smoke. Changes. It looks like the sun changed position, but it really didn't. Sort of like fishing, right? When you go fishing, the fish is not exactly where you see it. It's like a couple of inches over and then deeper into the water. So, whatever. It's just, it looks weird when you first look at it. You're like, what is it doing? What's the sun doing? Why is the sun there, not over there? And I told people again texting me, and I'm like, I think it's light refracting. Groundhog, he says, I'm here, 5x5, I'm late. Thank you for joining us, Groundhog. Dakota Hayes, Canada's on fire. All of it. No such luck. But the northeastern edge of Canada is on fire. It's a giant wildfire they're having. Thank you, Sarita, for joining us. Appreciate it. The moon might look interesting tonight too, but I can't see it, so. Northern Girl, relax. I'm joking. She goes, what the fuck? It's Quebec. Yes, Kathleen. Quebec's on fire. No such luck. Northern Girl's like, I live here, right? You fucking asshole. I live in Canada. With the exception of you guys. Yeah. But Canada is like, at least with the president that's there, it's almost like California. But and then United States is like, I don't know, a box of rocks at this point with the leader we have. It's fucking out of control. House of Llama. I am leaving New York City. I am married to New York State, unless I work out some fucking bullshit deal. Because I might be going back to work. I got another email, not an email, sorry. I got another text stating, email these people if you want to go back to work. So I did. Now I'm waiting to hear back from them. How many non-city residents are you required to take in? Kitsy Witsy is asking, how many non-citizens are you required to take in? So yeah, man, I gotta leave. You know what? Here's the other thing about leaving the city. I mean, I guess if I go back to work, I'm still gonna be paying city taxes. But maybe if I leave the state, I won't. I don't know. If I can move to like Connecticut or PA, but still close enough to the city, that'll work too. But yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Imagine your tax dollars are going to this immigration bullshit. Kitsy Witsy's joke was, the mayor is floating the idea of having having illegal immigrants housed by New York City residents. So he wants New York City residents to house illegal immigrants. Whatever. Brian, they would have to pay me $1 million to house illegal immigrants. That's the deal. If you can't match that, nobody, no fucking, Maria, little Benitez, none of them are here. But you give me $1 million a head, absolutely. And then I'll keep them in line. I can keep people in line. I'm good for that. Did someone say fight? Yes. So tonight's live stream, we're talking about, is there a fight coming? And that fight would be the Chinese and their behavior. Now, the Chinese government I just read an article just before this started. The Chinese government does not want to start a fight. They don't want to start a war. But their behaviors in the last month or two has said otherwise. So when I read that article, listen, it's amazing how everything's changing right up into the hour. Like right before this live stream, actually right before I started cooking, sorry, I saw that article. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So the Chinese are saying no war, but their actions are saying otherwise. Now, the Chinese are apparently calling for their people who live here in the United States, who are still Chinese citizens, not American citizens. They're just here on a visa. They were supposedly, I heard a rumor that the Chinese government was calling upon their people to attack the United States and or sabotage U.S. infrastructures. Again, that's still a rumor. I have not seen anything to confirm that. But nonetheless, it's a rumor worth putting in the back of your head because so many people from China live here, right? I can't tell you how many of them are inserting themselves in communities all over America. We have to be careful about that. Someone just told me the smoke is in Indiana too. So it's pretty broad. It's pretty broad, that smoke. It's not hate, it's truth. So yeah, it's also on the community page. By the way, catch this later, folks. Northern Girl Hobbies can put her website on here. Hudson Valley, do me a favor. Not the website, your YouTube channel. Hudson Valley, you could do the same as well, please. Always put the shit in here when you guys are on. I shouldn't have to say anything, but I notice you guys don't do it a lot. And Northern Girl Hobby says climate lockdown is coming. So, of course, guys, with this fire, back to this fire real quick, they're going to start blaming climate change. Undoubtedly. Some way, shape, form, or another, they're going to be like, this is what climate change looks like. And they're going to start suggesting people to stay indoors when the smoke gets out of control. Pinball, thank you for joining us. And yeah, listen, if your show runs late, it runs late. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. Sometimes it gets away from us. And I think your show's a little more informative than mine, where mine, I'm just like motherfuckering everybody and anybody. You know? But anyway. The mods have standards. I get it. They do, but they can still put their shit in here. You know? And anybody else that has a channel. I know that Jay Creature, I just found out Jay Creature has a channel. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Like, this whole time. And he has a channel. Right? So, yeah, promote the channels, man. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't cost anything either. It's free. But, Little Social, I'm just here for the profanity. Yeah, man. And yes, guys, join Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival for, his name is Mike. I hate saying his YouTube channel. It's so fucking long. It takes 8 seconds to say his name. But Mike, join Mike for We're All Gonna Die Wednesday. All right? That's usually, first of all, his live streams are a good time. I normally watch them, but I don't say anything unless, they need a mod. And I'm a mod, but unless they need me to do some shit, I normally stay quiet. But yeah, if you have Jay Creature's link, put it in here. Put it in the chat. So anyway, guys, back to the Chinese. And this is the problem with live streams. It's why I do videos because live streams, I'm all over the place. I'm answering questions. I'm looking at that. I said, oh shit, a squirrel. You know, like I start talking about everything. Anyway, there's a report Chinese spies disguised as tourists also trying to enter military bases. Now, I don't know if that's true. I know that I think they're sizing up the military base as far as them trying to get in. That could be partial propaganda, because our patience with China is running thin, and I think they're looking for us to hate the Chinese even more. I don't know. I don't see how they would try to get in the military base when there are fucking guards standing right there. Like, for me, for someone to try to get in, that means they would have had to climb the gate or ram the front gates. But then again, I don't know what the military base security is like in Alaska. Could be completely different. I don't know. But any military base I ever went to, you can't just try to get in. You're either in or you're not. You know? Yes, Sister Marie's Kitchen. I missed that bug out weekend. That was my fault. Actually, not my fault, but I take blame for it. So, the next couple of events coming up, or anybody has anything going on, I will make it to. I will just make sure not to order anything or have anybody order it for me. I had $200 worth of meat, being sent to me, and it was supposed to be there Thursday. It wound up being there Friday. A fucking course, right? My luck. So that was that. That won't happen again. So if that makes sense. Plain Prepper, what's going on? There was a thing, a Chinese crime gang and Mexican cartel in the drug business. There was a thing about Chinese crime gang. Well, the Chinese crime gang used to be the triads. I don't know what the triads are doing. I haven't heard them in years, or heard of them in years. Adrian, I get my meat from a place called Crowd Cow. They're decently priced, but I use them to get Wagyu beef. It's kimchi. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but it's a different kind of Wagyu beef. There are 3 types of Wagyu beef, but it's an A5. So you have grade A, which when people go, it's grade A beef, that's good beef. But then it goes from 1 through 12, 12 being the fattiest piece of meat you don't want to get. And then 5 is about the Wagyu perfection of meat you want. So it's A5, and you want to stay between A4, 5, and maybe A6, right? If you're eating Wagyu beef. Anything else, just stick to fucking A1 and 2. But yeah, Wagyu beef is really good. All you need to put is salt and pepper, and in a lot of cases, not even that. It's really good shit. But it's called Crowd Cow. And I'm not working for them, or I'm not an affiliate by any stretch of the imagination. But they do have good beef there. So, I'm going to check them out. She said she's going to check them out. Very good. The Wagyu beef, by the way, the Wagyu beef is really expensive. So, Wagyu, right? I think it's called Wagyu beef. It's really expensive. So, avoid that, because a prime ribeye steak, Wagyu beef ribeye steak is almost $239. So, yeah, just go and figure. Imagine letting that shit sit out in the front for 2 days. No, thank you. Hudson Valley, I have some. So, when I come up, I'm going to order some more. And when I come up, we'll definitely we'll definitely fry them up by the fire. Black pan only. Black pan only, so that you can get the flavor in the meat. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, the ribeye. So I like ribeye in general, but the Wagyu ribeye, oof, forget about it. That's a different fucking world, man. Talk about being high sedity and living rich. That is some rich piece of meat right there, man. It is way better than Spam. Absolutely. So, back to the video at hand. Did I spend 20 minutes talking about beef and fucking smoke? I think I have. Okay, I apologize. Anyway, the Chinese president, guys, has also stated that he wants everyone in the country to gather food and water for up to a year. Now, that doesn't mean that war is coming. That means that their financial problems that's creeping up on them, or rather racing up on them, could take hold and collapse the country. That is the problem. Yo, this Irish cream whiskey is the shit. Oh man, this with the Wagyu beef would have been perfect. Holy shit, this is really good. I'm having a good night with food. I have this diet going on, so I ate the Wagyu beef and cauliflower, and that's it. They said no carbs, but here I am drinking this Irish cream right out the fucking window. But anyway, so yes, guys, they want them to gather food and water for up to a year. Again, that doesn't mean that there's war. That means that the financial disaster that's headed towards China could absolutely collapse their economy. Right? So there's a problem there, and that problem will affect us as well. Their financial woes will definitely affect us because they are intertwined into the stock market, right? Rebel Zoe, yeah, no, stay focused. This is why I do the live streams and I do my videos on the same subject sometimes because, focus, motherfucker. JJ Garrett, thank you for the donations. I appreciate it, man. As per always, guys, I always appreciate the donations. Thank you. Warfare is based on deception. Well, Carol Cook, again, the Chinese president doesn't want war, doesn't want any kind of warfare, but maybe they don't want warfare because their economy is going to collapse, and war right now would absolutely finish their economy. War with any country right now, including us, would finish off our economy. I don't think any of us can afford it right now. Not monetarily, anyway. Now, when the water wars come, that's a different subject altogether. Dabu7 on YouTube said the Chinese young men, no women, no kids, recently dropped in Florida Beach. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. So, like I said, guys, Chinese headed for a financial disaster. Their shadow banks, they are experiencing a shadow banking crisis, which is shadow banks are like smaller banks, which I don't know why they call them that. I mean, there's got to be a reason for them. But, again, guys, they have a real estate problem. They have a giant real estate problem right now. They are knocking buildings down because they can't put people in those buildings because no one wants to buy those apartments because the economy is doing so bad. So because the economy is doing bad, they can't occupy those buildings, and now they're ripping those buildings down. The real estate crisis is bad. We have one looming as well, but I think theirs is a lot worse. Somebody asked me what I'm drinking. I am drinking St. Brendan's Irish Cream. Pretty sure if you guys can see it. Yeah, whatever. So that's the Irish Cream tonight that I'm drinking. This is some good shit. Anyway, with that, guys. So, of course, an article just popped up stating, yes, the campfire smell outside could put your health at risk. Northern Girl Hobbies just said it. This is part of climate lockdown. They want you to stay indoors. Why the fuck was that in Chinese? That's crazy. They're sitting here telling you to stay indoors, or they're advising you stay indoors. That is the first step to a climate lockdown. So, guys, with China's behavior and the way it's going, China might be gearing up to take Taiwan. Hence, the Navy Admiral John Aquilino, commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, recently warned Chinese President Xi Jinping that any attempt to take Taiwan by force would result in massive loss of blood and treasure for China. Now, I find it interesting that, again, China today just said that they don't want any conflict or war. the admiral warning came a week ago. So the admiral's warning came a week ago. Then the Chinese switched stances, and now they don't want to. Not that they don't want to attack Taiwan. I think they still want Taiwan, but I think of their financial woes, they're not going to. Then you also had a Chinese warship come within 150 yards of a U.S. destroyer in its latest action, at its latest act of aggression near Taiwan. Now the warship, which was reportedly came 150 yards of hitting USS Changhoon on Saturday, while the U.S. destroyer was conducting a joint exercise with Canada in the Taiwan Straits. Now, the USS Changhoon cuts in front of the U.S. destroyer and then tells the U.S. destroyer to change their headings or you're going to hit us. Like I said in my video, that's like cutting in front of somebody at the last possible second and saying, if you hit me, I'm going to fuck you up. Right? Aquino? No, not Aquino. I said Aquilino, not Aquino. If I did say Aquino, I apologize. But it's Aquilino, John Aquilino. So, Chinese ships have sped up, right, and cut in front of the USS Changhoon. Wow, that's weird. Warned the U.S. ship that they would be in a collision if they did not alter their course. The Canada Global News reported that because they had Canadian reporters from Montreal on one of the destroyers, probably the Canadian destroyer. But the U.S. destroyer is called the USS Changhoon. I thought that would have been the Chinese one. Whatever. So anyway, guys, you also had, and I hate when they put this shit in the news like this. This annoys me to no end. But they go, frightening video shows Chinese fighter jet coming within 400 feet of U.S. Air Force plane in aggressive maneuver. Now, when I watched the video, it wasn't frightening at all. And I'm pretty sure the pilots weren't frightened either. But when they keep putting this frightening shit, they keep adding these anxious terms to get people nervous. I looked at the video and I'm going, I don't think at any point in time was I scared watching this. Like, what the fuck is going on? And why did they put it that way? Nonetheless, they put it that way. So the fighter jet problem was last week as well, or a week and a half ago. Sorry. They had another incident back in February or March where Chinese fighter jets told American fighter jets to stay away from Chinese airspace. Keep in mind, they were about 200 to 300 miles away from the Chinese airspace, and they were running parallel to it. Now, for the Chinese fighter jets to come and approach U.S. fighter jets, that's an aggressive move. Now, I don't know if they were ready to get down, the United States pilots. I don't know if they were ready to get down, or they were just looking at these two assholes as in, you fucking kidding me? Right? So, again, the Russians have also been doing the same thing with the Navy. The U.S. Navies, they've been pulling off aggressive maneuvers. At least that was last year. Now the Chinese are doing it. It's almost as if, guys, because of our woke bullshit here in the United States and our woke military, that these two nations are picking on us because they're like, their fucking military is retarded now. We can absolutely bully and pick on them, and they're not going to do anything. And they know this, right? What's going on, Prepper Book Club? Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. So yeah, guys, a lot is going on. A lot of behavior is weird. Don't know what to make of it. And the Chinese are just they're just sending mixed signals now. They're being aggressive, but then they're talking about no war. Right? I found that to be China. I find that to be very interesting. Right, so the Li Shangfu, some Chinese, I guess, ambassador, right? War with the U.S. would be unbearable disaster, says China defense minister. And then Xi Jinping said that he doesn't want war with the U.S. So I'm like, so again, what's going on? Why the fuck is this? I don't know what the hell's going on, you know. And yet, crazy shit is, by the way, the U.S. The USS Chang'e, whatever, that Chinese fucking U.S. ship that had a Chinese battleship or destroyer cut in front of them. The Chinese politician or a Chinese politician blamed the United States for this. I'm like, China is like a bunch of liberals. They're politicians. They fuck up and then they blame the U.S. They cut in front of a U.S. destroyer and they go, well, it was the U.S. fault. It was because, it was their actions that caused this. What? And there's video showing the Chinese ship cutting in front of the destroyer. Unprovoked. Then you have the Chinese balloon float across America. We shoot it down. Once it finishes its mission, we shoot it down, and the Chinese government's like, that was cause for war. I was like, what? You guys spied on us the entire time. We shoot it down, and you guys, that is an indication of war if you do it again. Like, what the fuck? You guys broke every rule in the book and blamed us for shooting it down. The Chinese are like a giant, they're so liberal-esque, it's insane. At least their attitude is anyway. Authoritarian attitude. That's probably it. It's got to be, right? I think all of that technology, guys, that the Russians and the Chinese and even we are talking about is non-functioning. I don't even think it exists. The hypersonic missile, there was an article 2-3 weeks ago saying that the Russian hypersonic missile was not capable of doing what they said it could do. And that they tested it a few more times and it didn't work. So, again, I think everybody's lying about their capabilities because everybody is peacocking, right? They're like, well, our shit works very well. We have no idea whether or not it actually works other than being told that it works. So an article about a week or two ago came out saying that it doesn't do what they said it does. But that can mean that it doesn't fly as fast as they said it flies, or it's not able to deliver the payloads that they said it could deliver. There's a lot of things not wrong. You got the Chinese laser system. I don't think that works. And you got us and our bullshit. I don't think any of our shit works. I think everybody's just peacocking at this point. Yes, like Patricia said, I think it's all bullshit. Because it's like one country says this, then another country, and it's like they're all three saying the same exact shit. They're just trying to say it bigger and badder. It's like, come on, guys, grow the fuck up. You're grown-ass men. If your shit don't work, just say it doesn't work, or don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut. Tommy, any psychology confuses Biden. Yeah, and then Biden falls on stage, and of course, it's all over the news around the world. Coincidentally, Michael J. Fox fell. They were doing a Back to the Future alumni thing, and he fell on the stage. And I'm like, he's got like MS or Parkinson's or some shit. He's gonna fall, him falling is not like Biden fall. Biden shouldn't have a reason to fall. But then again, the guy falls when he chews gum, But yeah, when you got some kind of debilitating neurological disease, you're gonna fall. So when Michael J. Fox fell, everybody's like, oh my God. I'm like, it happens, man. And he fell into a couch. So he was good. And at least he fell into a couch and not like onto the ground or off the stage. That would have been bad. Yeah, Tommy saw it. He said he tripped on a sandbag. I'm like, he saw the sandbag when he passed it. So you mean to tell me that he thought the sandbag was going to mysteriously move and it wasn't going to be there anymore? I'm just like, enough already with the lies. They just, listen, everything out of every administration, guys, is a lie. There's not one administration that's ever going to tell us the truth. Now, Trump sort of told us the truth when he was debating the other Republicans about how things go down. But once he got into the White House, it's all a lie, man. They can't tell us the truth on a lot of shit. And I understand not telling the public everything. I understand that. The public cannot handle half the shit that the government knows or governments know. If the fucking public was to find out half the shit the government knows, man, it'd be fucking there'd be pandemonium in the streets. People would be crying and all kinds of shit, you know? But yeah, we can't believe any government. We can't believe any administration. I don't give a fuck if DeSantis goes into office or Trump goes into office. You can't believe the administration, guys. They are built to lie. They're just things they cannot tell us. Because if they did, the world would fucking flip out. It's like telling flat earthers that the world is round. They can't handle it. A lot of those people will kill themselves. The earth is round? What? And then they jump off a bridge. You know, whatever. So, it's always a shit show with administrations and the truth. Everybody wants the truth. But I'm going to tell you right now, half, if not most of society will not be able to handle the truth. As per Jack Nicholson, A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. It's simple, guys. People find out the truth about anything. Whether that's space, whether we landed on the moon, whether 9/11 was an inside job. If you found out the truth, you would fucking lose your shit. You found out that, the real reason why JFK was assassinated. Right? People can't handle that truth. And even if they were told the truth, in a lot of cases, they probably wouldn't believe it anyway. Right? Area 51, prime example. We're told about Area 51 for fucking ever. People have theorized and conspiracy theory Area 51 for decades. The government denied it for decades. And then comes out and tell us, okay, it's real. It's right there. It's been in front of you guys the whole time. And so, again, guys, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You can't believe the administration. I don't care who the fuck goes into office next. They're not to be trusted. I know one thing. DeSantis can't be trusted. Any candidate, presidential candidate, running for president, and is willing to change the laws so that he could run for president, that's a scumbag move. If you are about America and about following rules and regulations, as you said, you shouldn't be changing laws just so that you could run for president and hold on to one branch while gripping the other. Right? You're holding on to Florida, but you don't want to let go of it because if you lose the elections, you lost your governance. Right? Your seat at the governor table. So he's holding on the boat. If he was that confident in running for presidency, and he was that confident that he was going to win, he would let go of the fucking Florida governor seat, let his lieutenant governor take over, that tells me he doesn't trust his lieutenant governor, by the way, and focus on the candidacy for presidency. The candidacy for presidency. You know what I mean, right? But he's not doing that. So again, Grateful Prep Jersey. It was a law or a rule that he is not able, as a sitting governor, run for presidency. He would have to forfeit or resign as governor to run for president. A lot of states have that rule. Not all of them, a lot of them do. Right? And so when you change that law, just so that you can run for presidency, that speaks volumes to me. That means you're not the up and up guy that you try to make yourself out to be. And Grateful Prepper, New Jersey, or New Jersey Grateful Prepper, look it up. He did that 2-3 weeks ago. And Adriano said he's a rhino. He's definitely a rhino. He's not to be trusted. Right? He's definitely not to be trusted. Did he leave a state when there was a bad storm? Are we referring to Cruz? Right? That was Cruz that did that. Ted Cruz in Texas. But, yeah, like I said, just look it up. Grateful, God, I wish I could. Grateful Preps and New Jersey. Just look it up. Yeah, and none of them to be trusted, man. I don't know. I mean, the problem right now is that the Republican Party is ganging up on Trump to get him out. They're going to have a hard time with Trump. Big time. So many people are like, I don't want to vote for Trump. I really don't. I don't want to vote for DeSantis. But I'm going to vote for Trump because my back's going to be against the wall. You know, I don't know. We don't have too many choices, guys. And the Democratic Party, they don't have anybody. They don't have anybody of substance to run. And Biden threw his hat back in the ring. We're fucked. We're 1,000% fucked. I think they're going to put Biden back in the ring. And I'm going to tell you right now, this election coming up is going to be watched super close by everyone. So hopefully nothing hanky goes on, because if it does, it is going to be fucking a lot of shit going wrong. Tanya said there's something wrong about DeSantis. Yeah, like I said, I don't trust him. I don't trust the guy. And it none of your business. Yes, it is the lesser of two evils. You are right. But it sucks that we have to live in that society. The lesser of two evils. Daryl Calhoun said it ain't going to be an election. What do you mean by that? Because they said the same shit with Trump, and we had the election 3 years ago. Sorry, right? So there's going to be an election. Whether or not our votes count, that's a different story. RFK is solid. I'm listening to RFK. Still sassy. He popped up on my radar with a couple of things. So I'm definitely listening to him. Yeah. RFK wants to take your guns. Does he want to take our guns? Well, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll change his mind. Who knows? But he's on the radar. And right now, it's Trump and him. DeSantis is off my radar. I want nothing to do with that dude. Like, at all. At all. Anyway, guys, let's get back to this bullshit. So, Iris Ferguson, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Arctic and Global Resilience, states that the Chinese are trying to insert themselves into the Arctic. Now, Antarctica had recent Chinese activities there. They don't know why. No one knows why. And then also them surveillancing the Alaskan military base. So that's opposite ends of the world. But the Antarctica one is a little more interesting because all of a sudden they're there. And they're doing a lot of research there. And nobody knows why. Right? I would listen, I think they found something. Like a cure or something like that. And that's why they're there. I don't think they're there for nefarious reasons. I think they're there because they found something that can help with something. Cancer or some kind of sickness. Whatever it is. But nonetheless, they're watching them very closely in Antarctica. And they're watching their activities around that military base and in Alaska itself. M. Fultz. No president is 100% for the Second Amendment. Zero. Not one of the candidates are. They'll tell you they are, but the next mass shooting that goes down, they're going to be like, well, we have to do something about it. What you got to do is you got to put more people you got to put more people with firearms in charge. Agonizer. Yeah, listen, I don't know why anybody want to, well, I did want to go to Antarctica for a expedition when I was younger. I would do it now. Hell, I would absolutely do that now as well. But yeah, it's definitely something for them to pay attention to. Also, let's see. The FBI director Christopher Wray, who's in like constant trouble these days, is stating that Chinese espionage efforts are increasingly common, with a new case opening up every 12 hours at the Bureau. So the Chinese are not slowing their shit down, yet they don't want war. Doesn't make sense. Then you also had China entering Vietnamese water near the Russian gas block, worrying escalations. Now that happened a week or two ago, and they just left. The Chinese just pulled out of the Russian gas block. So they had some kind of talk, and then they left. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, China on Friday once again disregarded Vietnam's exclusive economic zone, the EEZ, and deployed a research ship along with 5 escort vessels to an area where Russian state firm jointly operates a gas block with Hanoi in the energy-rich South China Sea. Now, again, guys, with all this going on, the Chinese president is also... Now, keep that in mind. This just happened about 2 weeks ago. They just left yesterday or today. The Chinese vessels, that is, after they had a talk with Vietnam. Now, they had a talk with Vietnam, and then they left. I would love to know what that deal was. Because it can't be good if the Chinese left willingly. That means the Vietnamese had to give up something for the Chinese to go, okay, and then out of there. Now, with all of this going on, the Chinese president also warned about AI becoming something very dangerous. Now, keep in mind, the Chinese are using AI right now in their security software or their surveillance software. They're using AI. But the Chinese citizens are using AIs at various levels, and the Chinese president wants to have it be dealt with because they, as he puts it, losing control of the people. So, if they're losing control of the people, that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing for them. Again, who cares about the Chinese government? Now, China's ruling Communist Party is calling for beefed up national security measures, highlighting the risk posed by advancements in artificial intelligence. China has been cracking down on its tech sector in efforts to reassert party control, but like other countries, it's scrambling to find ways to regulate developing technology. Rick R., thank you for the donation. Rick R. says RFK is pro 2A. He did say that he's open to listening to some arguments about having pathways to getting guns out of the hands of unstable person, but he's still worried about that being abused. All right, so then RFK is it. That's the guy vote for president. All you got to say is that he's good. But the only problem with Republicans, they hate unions. That's my only issue with them. And being that I was in a union, I'm still a union guy. And I know a lot of people disagree with unions because the problem is, guys, unions have become corrupt. That's without a doubt. Because the money that's there, the lobbying that they do as well, the payoffs that they get is there. Their steak dinners, their $300 or $400 or $1,000 suits, they love that shit. So a lot of them fucking take a lot of shit under the table and they sell out to members. That is the problem with fucking unions. But there are still some good unions out there. RFK is big into the climate BS. Listen, Dakota, here's the problem. We got to vote for somebody, and we have to make sacrifices in that voting. We're not going to get somebody that's 100% us. That just isn't going to happen. And the climate bullshit, again, it depends on how he's looking at it. Did we cause it? Is the planet causing it? Is it space that's causing it? I mean, there's a lot of factors. I don't discount anything when it comes to climate changing, right? I think our climate is changing because the planet is changing. That's just a natural order of things. This planet or planets are not set to have one climate for the rest of its duration. It's impossible. Unfortunately, guys, we have to fucking keep the climates keep changing. It is what it is. And also, climate's changing on this planet, guys. We've seen it, or at least it's been recorded over time. But telling me I have to stop eating meat to save the climate, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. We're not gonna sit here and act like us eating meat is the reason why the planet's heating up. That is absolute bullshit. You know, now if RFK believes in that, then I'm not gonna vote for him. Absolutely. But, you know, pumping shit into the atmosphere on an hourly basis, you know, could cars add to it? Could be. The fact that we're cutting down so many trees down in Brazil and around the world absolutely can affect the planet's climate system, right? It's like cutting skin off your body. You cut enough skin, you're going to get an infection. So with us changing the climate in that aspect, or changing the earth, rather, in that aspect, could we be contributed to it? Yes, we could. But I think the majority of it is the earth doing its own thing. The earth trying to get rid of us, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, telling us, that bug burgers are gonna save the planet? Bullshit. No fucking way. What's Israel? Not Israel. Oh shit, what is it? Ireland somewhere overseas. They're getting rid of 20 million cattle, to save climate change. The fuck out of here. Yeah, seriously, like you're gonna destroy all those cows because it's gonna save climate? I saw that, and I actually, Catskill Prepper had that on her Instagram, and I looked at it, and I said, "There's no way this is fucking real." So of course, I pull it up, and Ireland is mulling over the idea to kill 20 million cows to fight climate change. Ireland, thank you, Christian Prepper. Really, the 20 million. We could. There are so many other things we could do and tackle. Again, shutting down factories, for example. Shutting a lot of those factories down will probably help with air quality at the very least. Killing 20 million cattle is not going to do that. 2,000. I read 2 million cattle. Oh, no, you're right. 200,000. You're right about that. Sorry. 200,000 cattle. My fault. I can't read, so I'm stupid. I's a moron. I'm sorry about that. 200,000 cattle are being killed. Vet Prep says 200 cattle. Yes, it is 200,000 cattle. Why couldn't you guys just let me run with 20 million? Sounded better. Anyway, yeah. But still, guys, 200,000 cattle being killed is not going to make a dent in our climate and or air quality. Shutting down factories, pumping toxins into the air will. Right? So, yeah, it's 2,000 cattle. And the Cowboy State Daily, I guess that's a website for cowboys. They're stating the same thing. Ireland looking to kill 200,000 cows to fight climate change. Are U.S. herds next? So now, U.S. herds are not going to be next, because you know what's going to happen next, guys? If they suggest that crazy shit here in the United States, I will undoubtedly go to the first cattle ranch that's being threatened by the government to get rid of their cattle. I will grab a firearm or two and defend that ranch with my life, because that is the fucking first step, guys. They want to fight, that's a fight. That is a fight worth fighting for, because you are not taking my beef burgers away. I will fight you tooth and fucking nail. Mark my words, make this the video where I make a declaration. That's what's going to happen. It's going to get ugly. You're not taking my fucking burgers and fries away from me. Fuck that shit. I'm not eating cricket burgers and ant fries. I'm out on that shit. They can kiss my dick 1,000,000 times. Or 200,000 times, to be exact. Alright, so are they going to feed the hungry when they kill the cows? Mad cow. I don't know. No, they're not. They're not. They're going to let everybody else fucking die. You know? Fuck that. We would have to go to the cattle ranches, guys, and fucking and protect them. If that means getting into a fight, then we get into a fight. But, yeah, there's no fucking way. No fucking way that happens here. They're going to see the fucking biggest fight of their fucking life. They're going to be like, where did these niggas come from? We're protecting burgers at all costs, guys. Burgers over Spam. I would tell the government, you know what? Matter of fact, why don't you go to the Spam factory down the road and shut them down first? Then come back here. Right? But there's no fucking way you're shutting down, you're going to farmers and telling them they got to euthanize 200,000 cattle, which is fucking money. That's the other side of that coin. Money. You're going to fucking bankrupt these guys fucking getting rid of cattle. John Cox, Spam is not good. So, pipe down. Jason, that is coming from Dairy National Dairy Herd, not beef herd. Wolf meal. All right, listen. It starts with the dairy. It comes down to the beef in the end. 20 million cows approximate in the U.S. 20 million? No shit. I didn't know that. That's according to 100 Mile Vision. But either way, guys, there's a fight coming once they start talking about killing cattle here. Because of cow. I mean, the crazy shit is like they come up with these excuses and people believe it and people go, it's true. How do you know it's true? Well, the government said, and that's where you lost the argument. As soon as you tell me it's true because the government said so, you lost your fucking argument. Take your fucking, your government argument and shove it up your fucking ass sideways. Because if you shove it up your ass sideways, it hurts a lot more. Right? So, Saving Private Cow. That's going to be the mission, guys. I give the code word, Saving Private Cow, it's on. Whether they want to get rid of milk cattle or beef cattle, doesn't fucking matter. We're not going down this road. Because one affects the other. You know? I want to try Wagyu beef. He talked it up. Yes, you got to order Wagyu beef. I know that, for example, there is American Wagyu beef. It is not as good as Japanese. Japanese feeds them a certain diet, and they're in the cold mountains. Now, Montana has a couple of Wagyu beef farms. It doesn't taste the same. It's good, but it doesn't taste the same. Yes, and they want you to wear your face diapers, guys, while this smoke is going around. Because people are like, it's bad for your health, you might die. You better suck it the fuck up. Better stop being a bitch and just take a deep breath in when you walk outside. Now listen, if you got a respiratory problem, then put a mask on. But if you don't, stop being a bitch. Just go outside, take a deep breath, and go on with your life. Now, I know that's easy for me to say because I used to fucking eat smoke for a living. And at least this smoke is a lot cleaner than the shit we were breathing in apartments. Or food on the stoves. Right? Burning pots, bad for your lungs, bad for your insides. A lot of fires you went to, man, you didn't put your mask on. You sucked it up for a little bit. And then when you couldn't see anymore, then you put the mask on, right? Or if it got too hot, you put the mask on. But for you regular civilians, you better suck it the fuck up. Go outside and just be like, I ain't a bitch. I'm not, fucking one of these bitches out here that are wearing a mask. Because now people are putting the mask on. Like I can go outside, I'm like, is that motherfucker walking around with a bandana on his face? Like, what the fuck is going on? Whatever. Bison is delicious, Big Chase. Yes, it is. Bison's very good for you, too. Bison's the shit. I like bison meat. Bison's excellent. But I'm trying to get a bunch of Wagyu beef I'm supposedly going to Wildwood next month. So, yeah. We shall see. The Wagyu beef is good. I think the Wagyu beef that I use is American. The chopped meat, that is, it's American. Somebody, said what about 200 for you can buy a quarter cow? I thought it was higher than that, but I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I'm gonna look. I do want to look into it. I know Hudson Valley and myself were talking about that a while ago. RWD channel, moving out of New York City, not moving out of New York State, unfortunately. But yeah. So, all right, it is 10 o'clock, or almost 10 o'clock. Got 1 minute left, guys. We'll be headed over to... Wildwood sucks since Dracula's castle burned down. No shit. Yeah, Wildwood is... we just like getting away from the city. But, yes, guys, for those of you headed over to the Angry Truth channel, tonight on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about the migrants living in your home and what that means for people and crime in the city. It's going to be glorious, guys, once people start taking these people in. But that's what we're talking about tonight. Will you let migrants live with you? On the Angry Truth channel, that will start at 10:05, not 10:10. I give myself a 5-minute grace period because I'm slow and retarded. So anyway, guys, other than that, see some of you guys over on the Angry Truth channel. The rest of you guys I will see tomorrow afternoon for the Wednesday midweek report. And the rest of you guys I'll see Thursday night for the double header. And other than that, thank you for joining me as usual, and thank you for the donations. And we'll see some of you guys in a couple of minutes.